Sasa Lydia, hii mambo ya marriage, unaambia vijana waoane?
Yes, waoane.
Watu wataki kuoana. Life is good here being single, you know. So, able tell me, do you feel
kama hakuna kuoana ungetoka wapi?
So tell me, hii mambo ya counseling, unaweza encourage watu kweli?
Yes. Counseling is very important. In fact, ningeambia watu waingie counseling kwa sababu kuna mambo mengi sana haujui. I learned through the hard way. I never went in counseling and it pained me because there are so many things that I missed. And I went wrong. I kept on trial and error method until it worked, which is very difficult and not encourage anybody to go through it.
But let's have a seat so that we talk about this. We just tuchanue vijana zaidi. You know, we get to know about this. Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Petite Mama YouTube channel. If you're new here guys, my name is Eunice. I'm a mom and I'm a wife. And welcome to another video. On today's video, I'm coming to you direct from this beautiful home of a very beautiful woman here, whom we are going to have a very, very interesting topic about marriage. So if you're new, remember to subscribe, and we also apologize for any background noises that you're going to hear from this video. So to start us off is for her to introduce herself.
Wow. Thank you, Eunice. My name is Lydia Kimondo, and you're not new to me because we were together when you were just about to do your wedding.
Yes.
And we did the sessions for the counseling, and there we were. You did your wedding, it was so successful. I'm happy that you're doing it well.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm happy that you've been able to adhere to what we went through, and this is what makes marriage. Yeah. So, professionally, I'm a teacher.
Yes, she's a teacher.
And I like doing these things because they make life. Without counseling, we cannot go far. Because we are not born knowing some of these things. We learn them, we practice them, and finally we come out refined. So, welcome.
Thank you so much, Lydia. I know we're going to have a very interesting session. So as she has said, before I got to marriage, I really needed help because I wasn't sure what am I really getting into. So I came to her, she really talked to me, and I was already mentally prepared to know what kind of institution am I getting myself into. So today we're going to touch up on a topic, specifically sex and finances in a marriage, because I know those are like the two things that really affect our young marriages nowadays. And to start with our first question, we're going to talk about, you're going to define to us marriage so that we understand what this session is all about. What is marriage? Tuambie nini, what is marriage? Nini watu wanasema marriage, ndoa, tufunge harusi, marriage is important. What is marriage?
Okay, to start with, I'm a Christian. So I would define marriage as far as religion is concerned, and more so as a Christian. Biblically, marriage is a union whereby a man is united to a woman. And it came to be when God created Adam, and he felt that Adam was so lonely, so he created a helper. This helper was called Eve. And so when Adam saw Eve, he felt that, oh, something good for me. He felt that this is a bone from my bone and the flesh of my flesh. So that's the beginning of marriage. So I'll define marriage with that kind of avenue, that it is a duty given by God.
Yeah. That's well said, guys. Well said. A duty given by God. And on to our first question. Madam Lydia, do you feel like marriage is overrated? I know most of you young guys, you're always there like, hakuna kitu kama marriage, watu wanasema tu, but it's not really there. So do you feel like it's overrated?
Generations come and go.
True.
Marriage will never cease to be. There will always be cases of marriage, people getting married and surviving, while others who take it for granted will not survive it. Marriage can work. I believe it can work because many people have done it. So why not you? Why not me? When I think of marriage, I think of a serious duty, whereby I'm called by God to serve him in marriage.
Marriage.
Yes. Through marriage, I am able to bring up a generation. Because at the end of the day, we do not want to have children out of wedlock. We want to have children whereby there is a mother, there is a father, and these children will grow up knowing that there are people who are there to take care of them, to bring them up, to love them. And where else can we find this? It is in marriage. Yes. So I believe marriage can work, but with a little bit of effort. When you go to a shamba, you cannot plant and then you go to harvest. It cannot happen. So marriage needs to be taken care of. Just like a farmer goes to a farm, plant, then do a lot of weeding, do a lot of fertilizer, do a lot of care in that shamba so that the plants can grow up. Just like the farmer, even in marriage, we need to nurture this marriage. You bring up what you have, I bring what I have, so that we can make it grow. It is not one-sided. Marriage is both-sided. The wife must be in charge, and the husband must be in charge. Coming together, they will have their marriage will survive. We cannot have one side that it is being brought up by the man. No, the wife must come in and bring up what she has, as the husband bring what he has.
True.
Yes.
So you guys, vijana, and then you get married, find someone whom you're attracted to, and try. And as she said, marriage can work, but requires lots of effort. So now into the tough questions. Let's talk about sex and finances in marriage. But how about to talk about sex? This thing that is called sex. I feel like it's the number one thing in a marriage. It's what causes unfaithfulness, cheating. So tell us, how important is sex in a marriage? And do you feel like, do we have a point whereby as man or woman in a marriage, whereby, you know what, I don't want it anymore? Do we have that option of saying, I've had enough?
Marriage is sex and marriage go together. And sex is holy for the married people.
Really?
And that's why I feel so free talking about it, because it is holy. It's a commandment given by God. It is through sex that we bring up a generation. So surely I cannot just sleep and wake up pregnant. We are not like the Holy Mary, whereby she was impregnated by the Holy Spirit. No, sex must be there for a generation to come up. Sex must be there because it is the one that is, before I go to that, what is sex in marriage? It is longing for one another. It is not the very act of sex, but the longing for one another.
So it has to come from within, and it has to be genuine.
Definitely. It has to be genuine. It has to come from the heart. It has to come from the body. The whole body is vibrating, longing for it, longing for that woman, longing for that man. That is what we are calling sex. It doesn't mean that when you hear the one say it is just now the part of intercourse. No. It is a process. And that process is holy.
I love that. It's a process. Sex is a process.
Yes.
And it's a holy process in marriage.
Yes.
Wow. Well said. Well said. So tell us, when it comes to sex, are both parties allowed to give it, as you're saying, wholly or fully hearted, or is there a point whereby, try to explain to us, at what point can a woman say, you know what, I cannot be able to do it right now, but give me a chance, maybe? Is that allowed? Are you allowed to say no in a marriage when it comes to sex?
Okay, sometimes we encounter connections to each other, and sometimes we also encounter the connections. For instance, once a wife gives birth, there's that feeling of a man that, oh, my love has been replaced. And so the man will tend to withdraw from the wife, knowing very well that this child, of course, has more love from the mother after the 9 months of being together. So the idea of the man walking away can be misunderstood. by the wife.
It can
So,
be.
yeah, so it is for the now the man to realize that this woman is mine, and I have to take good care of her, so that all love does not go to the child.
True.
How can he do this? He can do this by maybe helping the wife to get hold of the baby, nurture the baby, help in the
To
kitchen.
help her heal.
Yeah, to give her time to heal.
heal.
Yes. Because once the healing process is complete, love will be there. Because it never went anywhere, it has been there. Only that she has become a little bit committed. Only that now the child tries to distract her from the man, but the love is still there. If well nurtured, it will come back. But if the man withdraws completely, then definitely it can be a problem.
Thank you so much. So this is getting interesting. Please, guys, if you have any more questions, please leave them in the comment section, and I'll try do a part 2 of this video as we go ahead to the next question. Okay, our next question now. Let's talk about communication during sex. I feel like in most marriages, rape is not recognized, and I feel like men feel, I don't want to use the word entitled, but I'm trying to say that it comes to a point where by lack of communication during sex, you feel like a woman is having sex when she's not willing to have sex. But because a man feels entitled, he goes ahead and it changes the concept of sex in a marriage. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you know, in marriage, what is lacking is communication.
True.
And sex without communication is just difficult anyway. And one thing, why would a wife say no to her husband?
Maybe she's sick, maybe she has an infection, maybe she's on her period, maybe she just doesn't want to have sex.
Why doesn't she want? There are some reasons, of course.
Okay.
Maybe this woman is feeling like she's being taken for granted
True.
by the husband, or she could be sick, as you have seen it. She could be feeling like she's being used just like an object,
That happens
a sex object, which has been happening in our African heritage, tradition. It has been happening that a woman is like a sex object just to give birth, just for the man to enjoy and then leave the wife. But I thank God because of the biblical point of view and the civilization that we are getting. That this time we have the man communicating to the wife and asking, dear, what is the problem? Why don't you want it? Because at the end of the day, once you talk, when you air your view, when you sit down with the respect, definitely this woman will tell you why she's not interested. And you'll come to a conclusion. At given time, she'll come to know if she's wrong, she'll accept. If you're wrong, you will accept. And then you come to a compromise. At the end of the day, you'll have what you want. You either have it or you don't have it, but with agreement.
True. That is very important. We all should try and communicate during marriage. Now let's talk about finances in marriage. Who is supposed to take the bigger bulk when it comes to finances during these difficult times? Because we understand that in marriages, most young ladies nowadays are always having this mindset that, you know what, I cannot have a man who is not providing enough, I need a man who has money. But let's talk about this, because I feel like finances is the biggest aspect when it comes to sustaining a marriage. Most women want to be pampered. Most women want to go shopping with their man's money. You know, they don't want to toil out. So let's talk about this. Let's help us understand about finances in a marriage.
The issues of money is a little bit tricky.
True.
And especially money in marriage. When you look at most of the divorce cases, they arise because of money.
True.
Disagreement of money. It is mine, it is yours, I cannot do 1, 2, 3, it is your responsibility. And why this? It is because you never organized yourself well. Once you engage yourself in marriage, there are of course objectives, money objectives. What are your objectives? We have the long term and the short term. What are the short terms that you have? What are the long terms that you want to accomplish in a very long time? When you look at in the months of January and when children are opening school, unfortunately right now we have corona, so children are not going to school. This is where we have a lot of disagreement because you never prioritized on what is important. You find that a man will go to enjoy with his fellow men, maybe wherever, and forget the school fees to be paid. And when the school are just about to be open, it's when you are realizing that you do not have the school fees. Do you think that the wife will understand? No. At the end of it, sometimes you find even as women, we go and mismanage money. We go to chama, give all the money.
Kuna deni ya chama.
Yes, kuna deni ya chama na utakwambia mzee. So wakati unafaa kulipa ile deni, ndio school fees inatakikana. And you spend the money. So at the end of the day, you do not come to an agreement. So Eunice, I think a couple should place its priorities. What are we expecting to do at this time? What about tomorrow? What about the future end? Where do we want to go? If we have this, can have a successful couple. But at the end of the day, the man needs to be in charge. We cannot deny that men should take it. After all, who is this woman who doesn't want to be spoiled? I need to be spoiled, you need to be spoiled. But if he's down, it is our time to support him. I keep telling women, rise up. Because if you keep on relying on a man, on your husband, one day you may wake up and he's not there.
That is very important. That is very important.
He has either died, or he has left you, or he has become sick, or he has lost his job, like what is happening during this time of corona. Many men are in their homes.
Or their salaries have been cut.
Yeah, yes. So you can imagine that couple that was relying so much on the husband, and the man is not coming. So there is a problem. So women, it is a high time you get out of the house, go work, do the hustle, and bring up something.
Hiyo kidogo.
Hiyo kidogo unaita kidogo. It means a lot.
It means a lot.
Yes. I remember one time my husband was asking me, now this little money of yours, what can it do to us? And let him not lose his job. He came to realize what the little money can do to him.
True.
Yes. So the issue of money is very, very important. And I also want the husband to know this. The so-called household is a very important person, yes, in the house. And when you're discussing about money, don't underlook her and think that because she's just a housewife, there's no need of discussing with her. No. If this woman was not there taking care of your children, cooking for you, washing your clothes, making sure that you're coming to a clean home, where would you be? It is difficult. So it is important to involve the housewife, the one who is taking care of your children, because you really need her. At the same time, it is also good to bring your finances together. I do not encourage the opening of one account, a joint account, but I encourage couples to be free.
To be free,
yes.
Talk about their finances.
Yes.
How much do you have? How much do I have? What do we need?
Yes. Yes. And when you have put all the money into use, I believe it is also good that I be left with a little for spoiling myself, and him a little for spoiling himself, so that I'm not called by my fellow ladies and I feel ashamed. I don't have anything to contribute. And he's not invited by his fellow men and he feels so down. So it's always good to have that pocket money.
Pocket money.
Yes.
Ya kujaribu once in a while. So guys, make sure you watch out, have your notifications on, remember to subscribe. We're going to post a part 2 of this lovely talk about sex and marriage and finances in a marriage. So stay tuned. Thank you so much.